It's just really modern technology.
Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing your film to theWrap.
Thank you so much.
You know, I know at the beginning of the film, one of the doctors says, you know, the beginning is always the why. So let me start there. I mean, why this subject? Why this film?
I think our director, Mark Hopkins, was quite fascinated with the intensity of the world that we were exploring. And from a humanitarian point of view, I think he thought that it was one of the more genuine humanitarian organizations out there. And the whole idea of emergency, I think he thought would make for a very interesting subject.
So how hard was it to get Doctors Without Borders to really let you in like that and to give you that kind of access?
It was incredibly difficult, actually. It took quite a long time because we weren't going to do it unless we could do it uncensored. They obviously care very deeply about what they do. So it took several months of meeting everybody, but once we had the access, they let us film whatever we wanted. So it was pretty incredible, yeah.
Were there any preconceptions you had or ideas about what that world would be like that turned out to be dramatically different?
I think we thought that they would there would be more ideas of saving the world, especially just throughout the organization, and I think we were quite shocked by how little that was. We found of that amongst the veteran doctors and people who had worked for a long time in the field. I mean, they really were just very realistic about their work, and I think it was quite humbling, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what is it then that you think that drives them to do this?
What I think drives, I think each person has a very different motivation. I think even also you see different things with the different professions. Some people are just genuinely, you know, interested in working in these kinds of environments. Some people want to help people who have less access than they would in the West. Some people are tired with medicine in the West. These are the Western volunteers. I mean, they have a lot of national staff, but the people we followed in the film are mostly Western volunteers. And some people, you know, I mean, like you find everywhere, adrenaline junkies, but not so much. That we didn't see too much of that. It was really people that sort of grapple with the ideas of their life, and it's, you know, they try to.
I think it's also the idea of the wounded healer. And many people go out to encounter the suffering of the world in a way to help engage and heal their own suffering. And I think Tom expresses that in the film, that you go out to deal with the problems of the world, to deal with your own problems. And I think that's one of the motivations for all people. I mean, the film to me is about how you deal with suffering, human suffering in the world. I think it's a very authentic and gritty and honest look at how difficult that is.
Mm-hmm. As someone who has been through the Oscar process, who's won 3 Oscars before, what does that kind of recognition or attention do for a documentary like this?
The recognition is really helpful, and it gives validation to the film, and it extends its life theatrically, and it also extends its life on television. Most of these documentaries find their audiences on television, but they're shown theatrically to gain visibility, to gain this kind of recognition, to gain critical attention. So the Oscar is incredibly important for documentaries, as important for documentaries as it is for independent films.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, great. Well, thank you both for coming.